Hello, you've reached the Pottages, and we're not home right now.
I'm Greg.
And I'm Dawn.
We are in Kuala Lumpur, and we're here to tell you today why you should give Wyndham Hotels some love.
Everyone always talks about the big four hotel chains: Hyatt, IHG, Hilton, and Marriott Bonvoy.
But what about our pals Wyndham? Nobody ever talks about them. So we're going to talk about them today.
Wyndham is comprised of 25 hotel chains, and they range from budget-friendly hotels. If you haven't watched our video on the Super 8 in Richfield, Ohio, we suggest you go watch that right now. All the way up to very fancy luxury hotel chains.
Dolce sounds like a fancy place.
It does. The question we have right now is, should we buy any Wyndham points?
Points are currently on sale through October 21st, 2024, and they are offering a 25% discount. The 25% discount is for a minimum of 3,000 points, and it goes up to their annual maximum of 100,000 points.
To buy 100,000 points, which is the annual maximum, the regular price is 1.3 cents. So it is a total of $1,300. With the 25% discount, the final cost is $975, which reduces it to less than a penny a point.
You would save $325 off of that purchase. If you are coming to this video late and you say, oh no, I've already missed that sale, don't worry. They run some kind of a sale like 5 times a year. I've looked at the last couple years' history. It runs all the time. Like every 2 months you're going to have this opportunity. And the prices are going to range from 0.91 cents up to 1 cent, which isn't really that big of a range. Really buy them whenever.
But Greg, why should we buy the points?
Why should we buy points?
When you book a hotel room with points, 99% of the time, taxes and fees are included in the points rate.
So if it says that it is 15,000 points, it is exactly 15,000 points. There's no surprises. When you look at a room rate of $100, by the time you're done, it's going to be $120 or $125 because there's a bunch of extra fees added.
If you book your hotel room with points, it is always 100% cancelable and refundable.
And I believe it's up to 24 hours before your stay.
Mm-hmm.
Why else? As the pirates say, there be bargains. With Wyndham, there are only 3 levels to their redemption rates: 7,500, 15,000, and 30,000. So what that means is that there is a very wide range of prices that are covered by each of those redemption rates. A room that is slightly more expensive might actually end up being tiered lower. You may ask yourself, how do these tiers get assigned? Well, we'd like to introduce you to Carl, the tier guy at Wyndham. There is some person or a computer at Wyndham Central who is deciding whether that room is 7,500 or 15,000. They have to bin them somehow. So here's Carl, and he's wondering, hi mate, should I make that room 15,000 points? Should I make it 30,000 points? It's $225 per night. It's right in the middle. And he says, whatever shall I do? Well, this is why it matters to you. Because if you bought those points at 0.98 cents each, if he bins it at 30,000 points, that room's going to cost you $294 for those points. If he bins it at 15,000 points, it's only going to be $147. It's obviously a factor of 2. It's a huge range. And what you're looking for is those $225 rooms that have been binned at 15,000 points. Hey, good job, mate. Smash that subscribe button, won't you?
Now we're going to tell you why you should get the Wyndham Rewards Earner Card.
We're pretty bossy. We tell people what to do a lot.
Go get that card.
Go get that card.
We asked for a referral code. They are not doing them right now, so you'll just have to go to Wyndham Rewards and sign up on your own.
With your Wyndham Rewards Earner Card, you're going to get 10% off the redemption rates. So your 75, 15,000, and 30,000 become 67.50, 13.5, and 27,000. You'll also get reduced cash rates. When you go in and look at the rate for any room and you're logged in, you'll see it magically go from, say, $70 down to $65.
Automatically get platinum status with the hotels.
Heck yeah. That means upgrades.
100,000 point sign up bonus.
I want 100,000 points. I already got 100,000 points.
Yeah, you did.
Fantastic.
And on your anniversary every year, you get 7,500 points, which is good for one hotel stay.
Obviously, nothing is free, so there is a $75 annual fee. Now, we want to talk about Ramada, which we are going to call the sweet spot, somewhere in the mid-scale range.
Recently stayed at a Ramada in Bangkok, Thailand. It was a corner room. It had an extra living area. There's a video if you would like to go look at it.
It was very nice.
It was very nice.
And that was 6,750 points. The next one that we stayed at was in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. This was a 2-bedroom suite. It had a full kitchen. It had in-room laundry. That was not an upgrade. That was just the standard suite for 6,750 points.
We have an upcoming trip to South America. So we actually went through and worked an example for our visit to Argentina. We looked at the Buenos Aires Vicente Lopez. It's 6,750 points times the rate that we pay for the points is $66.15.
That's not too bad.
But the cash rate was less.
Well, you would want to take the cash rate then, right?
Well, you would think.
Not so fast. $1,367 in tax. So now that room is $78.77 if you pay the cash rate.
There is a winner.
You're going to save $12.62 per night using points. Go into the fine print on your total for stay. Look at that total taxes and service charges line. You say, well, $1,367. Well, that's not so bad. It's 20%. It's terrible. And there are places where it is worse than that. There are places where you can end up paying, 30%, 35% extra charges. $1,262 per night, and you're staying for 10 nights. It's $126. It adds up. That's $126 is a fancy dinner for your family.
Oh, that's 2 nights stay.
Yeah, exactly. It's like getting 2 nights free.
There's lots of bargains on the luxury end of the hotel chains.
Right.
Because the redemptions max out at 27,000 points, that's the equivalent of $265.
But you know that there are hotels that cost more than $267. There's $300 rooms, there's $400 rooms, there's $500 rooms. Now, these are rooms that we are not likely to stay at because we are cheap. But people do stay in these rooms. If you're going to go to an exotic location, it could very easily be $500, $600, $700 per night. What if Carl, instead of saying, well, it's the most expensive room, it should be 30,000 points, what if Carl is feeling a little saucy and he says, oh yeah, I think I'm going to make that 15,000 points, mate? You're probably saying, they're making things up. So we're going to give you a specific example. And this is something we looked at places that we thought would be expensive. We said, well, what about New York City? What about San Francisco? What about Hawaii? Whatever. And we stumbled on this gem. And this is literally, I spent like 3 minutes online to find this example. They're not hard to find. This is the Shell Vacations Club Kona Coast Resort in Hawaii. I believe this is Waikiki Beach. We haven't been to Hawaii yet, but I think this is Waikiki Beach. And so if you just say, I'm going to stay for 4 days, this is after Thanksgiving of this year, room rate $450 down to $340 depending on night, total of $1,624, that's about $400 a night. But look at the taxes and service charges. They are brutal.
$300.
$300. So you end up paying $1,916 for 4 nights.
For 4 nights. It's $500 a night.
Just about $500 a night. And you say, well, it's Waikiki Beach. At the holidays, what did you expect? Well, look at what happens if you book it with points. Or our old pal Carl made that room 15,000 points per night, 60,000 points, which is crazy because if you think about paying a penny a point, the rough math, that's only $600.
It gets better.
It gets better. You're holding that Wyndham Rewards earner card. So now it's only 54,000 points, which works out to $529.20. That is for 4 nights on a holiday weekend at Waikiki Beach, and you're trying to book it only 2 months before your travel date. I think we calculated it 70% off the cash rate.
So if you're watching this video and you're looking for somewhere to go over Thanksgiving weekend, go book this room.
Go get the card.
Yeah, get the card. And
go buy the points. Then go book this room. So what are the takeaways from this conversation, right? I just said it.
Get the card. Buy the points. Look for bargains on high room rates. Look for bargains on room rates that fall between the tier levels.
And by all means, give Ramada Suites a try. They're not super bougie, but they're pretty nice, and they are darn cheap points-wise. Final thought?
Go book that Hawaii hotel.
Happy Thanksgiving. Okay.
Say it.
What? It sounds redundant, but okay, let's try that again. Yes, okay. I got it. This time.